Good evening. This is Ken at Tortoise Capital. It is August 15th, 2019. We're going to run through the first third of the swing portfolio slides. They are representative of what's going on in the rest of the portfolio. So we're just going to hit some of those. Starting with Alcoa. And we're using the regression line fractal framework to really appreciate the hydraulic nature of support and resistance. And I find it simplifies the decision making and the visioning because it turns off the candles and you really see the different time frames expressed through the slope and relationship of the regression lines. So we get 3 bullets into Alcoa. It's in a declining trend, and we're short in the pocket. Second position at the collapsing dragon, and then the third one when it breaks through the RL270. We're deep in the winter. All systems go. All 3 are deep in the money. The stalking occurred here at the peak of that dragon on that little hump, you'll notice. Apple, just stalking that one. It's not failing as fast as the others, but it's not gaining. So it looks to me like potential relative strength if the rest of the market begins to recover. AMD has been very volatile intraday. I think the swing is starting to shape to the south. So we got one as it crossed the RL270 today and into the gray zone. If it breaks below this RL10, I'm going to slide this down a little bit. Excuse me. That's where I plan to get the second one short, either here or it may be if I can front run that here, but not later than here. So I'm going to just straddle that line. Next up, Boeing. Oh, I'm sorry, AXP. Sorry. Started the short on that one today. Double top, lower than the hump of the dragon. Broke through the dragon at the 270, collapsing. I'll add a second one down here. That's where I plan to add a second one if it collapses further. And then I guess if it goes below this one, that would be the plan for a third position down in here and a fourth position down here. Straightforward. Boeing, pocket short, and when it collapsed below this rising lows, that collapse, and it's also collapsing dragon, the second pure collapsing dragon from here. 2 shorts, river down in the winter. No brainer. Caterpillar, we crossed the zero line here into the winter. Short in the pocket. Second short on the break of the gray bar, the gray river here. Third one at the collapsing dragon, deep in the money. Probably should have had a fourth one in, but we'll take it. Cliff, the usual. Pocket, break of the RL270, collapsing dragon. Should have had a fourth position in today. Campbell Soup, waiting for it to come out. This looks to me like a relative strength leader. If the market finds stability, it wouldn't surprise me to see it break out of this trading zone and then aiming for here. I got to get one in here and then a second one above that hump of the blue. Cisco, big time collapse. Should have had another position in. This was a turbo trade today, deep in the winter. Almost like an all-time low here on the MACD. So I'm happy with 3 and managing that closely intraday. Timber, that second collapsing dragon, or in the pocket right in here, and a collapsing dragon. The break of the upward trend here at the 270 and the 90. Third one on the break of the 270, deep in the winter. Chevron initiated the short yesterday on the break of the RL10 in the gray zone. Add a second one down here. So that's also the target. And then add a second one there. If it gets down in here, that's where the second one will go. Food, DBA, in the rolling over in the pocket. The second penetration of the second RLXD. So there's one, recovers. Two, that's when you get it, because it's got a lower high. And the 30 is rolled over. The 90 is rolled over. The 270 is rolled over. So when it breaks below the 270 from here, that was the trigger. And the third one is a collapsing dragon. So good shape, deep in the winter. Dow 30, short on the break here. Second one yesterday, still like that. It's not as weak as the S&P has been, so that one bears watching. Disney on the second low, the collapsing dragon, front running the 270 collapse. I will add another one if it gets below, essentially here. That's where we'll add that second position. Devon Energy, weakness in energy sector, so the collapsing RL10 collapsed through a previous support level, and on the far side of the 270 in the winter, down it goes. The euro dollar, I'm just studying this. Probably should have had the short in here, especially with that rollover into the winter. I think that's what I'm going to do. If there's any kind of weakness tomorrow, I think I got to get short on euro dollar. Right in there. Should have been short today. Mexico. Trading range collapse at the 270. Second collapsing dragon. Third collapsing dragon. The usual. Brazil short at the break of the RLs. Of the Bollinger Band on the RL 270. Then this secondary collapse of the RL 10. Just entering the winter. Exelon, we had set this up as a drawing this declining row, and so when it broke here, that was the short, then a collapsing dragon, a new low in here. If it adds another, I'll add another one if it breaks below this blue line tomorrow. Like down around in here, around 44. Failure to get there would be reason to cover. 2 in Facebook. Watching that one carefully. I will cover that one if it breaks above the RL 270, because this one is out of the money, and that would be about a break even if I let it get this high. So I want to see some immediate weakness on that one. Fuller, HB Fuller, pocket short, break of the 270, second short, third short would be down here. GE, they are just a disaster. 2 should have had 3. That's an intraday trade as they collapse and go to 0. And then final one, just gold. Excuse me. This is the opposite side of these collapsing trades. The breakout of the tight trading range, never tested. Get the second one when it cleared this hump. So 2 probably should have had a third one, but that one is so thin during the day that I actually prefer like Wheaton precious metals. I wonder if we got time to go take a quick look at Wheaton while we're down here. Yeah, Wheaton, the owl pocket, second pocket, and a collapsing, or the emerging dragon. And then if it breaks above here, add one. So that's a quick look at the swing portfolios, just very hydraulic, using RLFF on dailies just to get it sorted. Keep the risk measured and powder dry. Routine. Do routine things routinely.